Hey guys, welcome back down to the basement. This is week 2 of flower, and we're starting you off by looking at a few of these girls from Humboldt Seed Company. This is the jelly donut, not the Humboldt Seed Company triploid jelly donut, just a regular jelly donut. And she is a White Runts Hella Jelly cross, and the White Runts is supposedly a winning cut from the Emerald Cup. So I really want to nail this one. I've tried growing it in the past, and it hermed out on me at about week 4, seemingly overnight. Just a little pollen ball, poof, and killed my whole tent. So we're a little crazy to try to grow this out again, but I want this smoke really, really bad. And these were my last 3 seeds, so I figured why not? Let's give it a shot. All right, what else we got going on over here? This, my friends, is something else that is unstable. This is not fully tested. It's from Bodie Seed Company. This is the Raspberry Unicorn. And there's already a few balls on here with hairs sticking out of them. I had 3 of these plants originally, and at day 8, if you watched last week's video, we had a seed scare because 2 of those plants were showing obvious signs of being males. I was a little shocked that I missed it that badly, but that's how you learn. We sprayed everything down in the room with the 2-gallon Chapin with water inside and out, just waterlogged everything. See right there, you can see a little ball with a couple seeds out of it. So if this girl scares me too much, we'll take her right out of the flower room. But just like those jelly donuts, we're going to be keeping a real good eye on everything in here, quite frankly. All right, this is probably the most stable plant in the grow. This is the blueberry cupcake, and that's a wedding cake blueberry muffin cross. And she's a pretty big yielder. I don't know about this plant, guys. It's a little unhappy right now because we overfed her in this 3-gallon pot. She's not eating like a lot of these plants are at week 2. But she'll catch up. I'm pretty confident. I have grown this plant out successfully before. And hopefully we get some little blueberry nuggets off of it. All right, next is the Ethos Mandarin Temple R1. These were freebie seeds that we pulled out of the seed bank just to try to get rid of them before they go bad because they're about 3 years old. And this plant is really pretty. We had about 4 or 5 seeds, and we kept this one out of them. And I don't know too much about this plant at all. I think it has some cookies and something else in it. I got some feedback from the people when it was in veg. But it has really nice structure. I took off some cloudy-looking leaves off the bottom of it at week 2. And she's not a super big feeder either. Now, I'll show you the plants behind this are a little bit different. Those are big feeders. But I'm really satisfied with this girl so far. The flowers look nice. Okay, getting to the big girls. This is the hash plant. The 88G13 hash plant crossed with headband. This girl sat around in veg for quite some time waiting to go in the flower. Her and the plant right next to her. And she really just does whatever she wants. She shot this branch out. I don't know if you guys can really see that well, but that lower branch just came out of left field. And we took a third of this plant before we ever put her into flower. She was just all over the place. So we chopped her right back down and made it kind of round. But at week 2, you can see she's starting to grow and do those crazy things again. But look how beautiful the leaves are. It's such a healthy looking plant, and it responded so well to that foliar spray we gave them when we had that seed scare. We came in with the 2-gallon Chapin. I've done that like 3 times since day 8 when we found out that those 2 male raspberry unicorns. And every time I give it the spray, the foliar, I think this plant loves it because the leaves, it doesn't sog down like the other plants. When I soak them down, she just stays nice and strong. And it's thick and healthy. You can see the flowers are looking really, really good for day 14. So we'll definitely get in here and clean this girl up pretty soon. You can see it's getting a little thick, and those leaves are going to be covering up, and they are covering up some flower sites right now. So we'll be down here before day 21. We normally, if we can wait till week 3, we do. But if it's going to hinder and I can't just tuck a few leaves here and there, then we'll come down and clean this girl up, because she could really use it. You can see how laterally she grows. You wouldn't want to tie this plant down because it just wouldn't do what you wanted. They spoke about this on the podcast. They had Mean Gene talking about the hash plant and how it grows. And I noticed a lot of things he was talking about, like the color of the leaves. They're, a bluish green, and they really, really look healthy. And he also mentioned the morphology, how it just grows sideways. And he was disappointed that he trellised and tied down the plant because it just didn't shoot up and do what he wanted. And we grew it out last time, four little plants in 2-gallon containers, so we kind of got an idea what she likes to do. But this girl, she's been in veg for a long time. All right, we're going to move over here. This is Irie Genetics Cherry LimeJACK. And as you can see, she needs to be defoliated. This plant is a bush. Same thing as that hash plant. We just chopped her down and took so much off of this plant before we put it into flower 2 weeks ago. Well, 10 days before we put it into flower is when we chopped it, and then we let her heal. It's just like that other plant, but look how thick it is. We're definitely going to have to get in here within the next day or two and start cleaning this thing up, because we got leaves just laying on top of leaves, and that's never good. But this should be good, guys. This is the Cherry Widow crossed with Jack the Ripper, which really has no ceiling. I agree with Rasta Jeff on his assessment of his own plant, that it has no ceiling. Just get you extra lifted. The more you smoke, the higher you get. Okay, the last girl we're going to show you in the grow is this permanent marker. This is from Elite Clones and Seeds. Not a heavy feeder at all. Really doesn't, you cannot overwater this plant. It's kind of like an OG. It gets sad if you give it too much water, and you'll stunt her. So she gets fed probably every 4 days. I'll come and lift this 12-gallon tote and see how she feels. And we let her get nice and light before we give her anything. So, not a big feeder, but it's supposedly some great smoke, and I'm excited to try it. We've grown it out once before, but she was a victim of the pollination there when that jelly donut hermed out on us. So, c'est la vie. All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you've grown these plants out before. I know that hash plant, not everybody's grown. And I'm really curious about that raspberry unicorn. If anybody has grown that out, you got any information on that at all, hit me up, because she's really making me nervous. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week. Thanks a lot. Take care.